Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So in this lecture here, we're gonna do something very similar to what we did here, but for the day chart, right? Because that's what we're missing right here. So we just got a couple different, it's very similar, almost 100%, but it would still have some differences there, right? So they are so similar that I'm going to copy this whole thing and then paste it like this. Watch. Copy, and then I'm gonna paste this in here. Right, and you can call this, whatever you want, like day chart here, just like that. Okay, and this you can call this pie chart. Pie chart. All right, it's up to you. But anyway, so let's change this a little bit because it can't be the same, right? It cannot. So we're gonna call this day Q. Put this here. And yeah, this actually should be date, because we got to work with the date. And the start date, this here, everything that says cat, we're going to change to day. So let's do that right now real quick. Right here. Day rows. Day. And you can do a global search and do it on your own if you want on your editor. I like to go, in steps because I'm teaching this stuff. Anyway, so very similar here. We'll filter by date. Yeah, okay. This one's supposed to be date, day, and day here. And day here, just like that. All right, just make sure you don't make any mistakes here, because then the data would not be the right data, right? So select the category. This is fine. And here's what we have to change a little bit on the data rows here. All right, so instead of grouping here, let me see, I have filter. Actually, we still have to group it since we're doing the sum here. So group by expense, and here we're gonna order by the date. So let's do order. After grouping, we'll say order by date. And now we can pull all the data. All right, simple as that. Now the labels here for this, since this would be a date, we need to format this a little better. So what I can do with this, I'm gonna put the date here. I'm gonna ignore the nets, and this would be day rows. And here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna format this to be ISO format. I want a string here for this here. You're gonna see in a minute. And you can print all this here, guys, so that way you know what each of this is actually doing, all right? I urge you to print. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna even tell you what it has inside, but you should know right now what it has inside, all right? If not, go ahead and start from this query here, start printing out all the values, start printing out the day Q, what it has inside, start date and all the stuff, start printing it and seeing everything that's inside, all right? I'm gonna leave that as a homework for you. All right, so we are putting this in ISO format so that way we don't have a problem in the other side and everything looks good. We'll work on the index here, make sure that we got these right values here when it comes to the other chart. But right now we gotta work on this, on the back end. So we got that, and then here, yeah, this should be good. The day values, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, we're gonna leave this way, but I'm gonna change this here. Okay, so everything looks good from here. Perfect. So now we gotta go back in the other side here, and we gotta work on this. So I'm gonna copy and paste this, and this would be day labels, of course, and day values. And we have to change right here. And we also have to pass them in, which I forgot. I was getting ahead of myself. So let's go ahead and pass them in here. They labels. And they values. Alrighty. Make sure you save your document. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna do something very similar to what I did with the category chart. All right. I'm gonna put it right here. Boom. Instead of cat chart, I'm gonna say day chart right here. Okay, right here as well. 2D is fine. This one is gonna be, we gotta change this to day contents, or day CTX, right? And this here would be, instead of a pie chart, it would be a bar chart. The labels, we gotta change this up to day. Alrighty, and as a matter of fact, this is a little bit different because this is a bar chart. So let's go ahead and do these options from the beginning here, so that way you guys don't get confused with this, all right? So let's see, the data, let's bring this down like this. We'll say the labels, all right? This would be the day labels. Now the data sets, okay? We know that it has this list, and I wish this was different here. My editor will help me with this, but it's not helping me with this part of JavaScript. So I need to download an extension for this. This would be an object. There we go. And this object would be label. And we'll have the total here, string for the label, and then we'll have data. And what is the data? Well, we have the values, right? So day values right there, just like that. Okay, perfect. Now we do have, we need to put another object in here, into this here. The other object will be options, like this. And options will have plugins. In plugins, you'll have another object. And I didn't do that in the beginning there because, you know, I was doing it, we didn't have that much data here, that much lines of code. But here we have a little bit more, all right? Excuse me. So I'm putting this in this way so you guys don't get confused, okay? So inside the plugins, we have legend. And in legend, we got to work with the label and all that stuff. Sorry about that. Labels. And in labels, we have color. And with colors, let me see if I have, I got to make it a different color since this is a different chart. So let me see, 3, 3, 4. Hopefully that comes out right. Okay. And yeah, that's for the plugins, okay? So after the plugins, we do have another object inside options, which is scales. And I hopefully it's inside options. Yeah, it should be inside options. Let me see. Yeah, it's just not showing me. But anyway, scales, and we're gonna scale on the x-axis. We're gonna have the ticks, and the ticks are gonna be an object that has different colors, okay? And just bear with me here. CBD5, I think this is the one here. Yeah, I'm gonna make it this color here, because I didn't remember 100%. Alrighty, that's that. Then we also have the grid that we need to take care of. And the grid could be this color right here. Alrighty, let me see. There we go. That's on the axis. Now on the y-axis, we have a different one. Let me just copy this guy because I don't want to write that again. There we go. And yeah, should be the same. It's fine. All right, so hopefully you see this clearly here. Let me see if it worked out. Refresh, and now you can see that it is working. We did it right. Now, for those of you that are beginning with this stuff here, in order for you guys to do this stuff without any errors like I did, you have to actually be doing a lot of charts, all right? Because it's hard to remember all this stuff if you are completely brand new. Don't expect you guys to do this the first time 100%, all right? Just remember this. You have this instance here that has a bunch of options inside. As the second parameter of this function, this new object here, you can see that you have an object in here. The first parameter is in the context. The second is an object that has other objects inside with more options, right? And you can see that type is one, an option here, and the data is an object that has its own thing inside, which is the labels and the data that comes with it. And then we have another object that has options. And this is where all the options are in, all right? So once you get to know charts, this should be really easy for you guys, all right? Anyway, this is the code here. You can take your time, copy it. I'm gonna leave it like this so that way you can see it on the screen, but let me make it a little bigger. Hopefully you can see it better. There we go. All right? So we got it working. Let's see here. If I put my mouse over it, you can see the day on top, which is the label. And then you can see the total, which is the value. All right. Really awesome stuff. Rent. We don't have nothing on rent. Let's make something on rent. Let's just say rent $1,000 for a room in Florida, which is crazy expensive. And that would be utility and added expense. All right. And if I just check utilities, you can see now that in here we have utilities totaling around $1,300. And that's exactly what we got right here. Awesome stuff, guys. If you were able to do this, even if it took a little bit of time, do not worry. You did a great job. This is the back end too, remember, right here. Okay? Remember to get this down the way I have it. That's a date chart. You can pause it and make sure you got that correctly. And then you can make sure that you pass these values in here so that way you can get them in the template and pull them out from here. Alrighty? All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys on the next video or the next course. Really good job. Remember to always look in the description of the videos where I put more information about the lecture and the course that you're taking at that particular moment. Take care.